14 fights, unbeaten streak. What do you think? Would you beat the peak John Jones? I don't know how to answer that question. Could I? Would I? I mean, if I think I could back then in the time, if I was at the same time fighting as John Jones was, I don't see why not.
Magomed Ankalaev has mocked John Jones on social media, accusing him of dodging Tom Aspinall and teasing a move to heavyweight.
Big Ank, Big Tom. There you go, the allegiance between the two. Johnny Steroid Machine was very disappointed. I beat Alex, please fight Big Tom Aspinall. Stop running. No way is he farming MMA reviewers.
As the MMA world continues to debate the future of the heavyweight division, the long-awaited clash between John Jones and Tom Aspinall remains uncertain. For years, the cycle has repeated, Aspinall calling for the fight while Jones sidesteps the challenge. However, the latest twist in this ongoing saga comes from an unexpected alliance. Magomed Ankalaev, the newly crowned light heavyweight champion, has inserted himself into the conversation, potentially shifting the landscape of the division. Ankalaev shocked the world when he dethroned Alex Pereira at UFC 313, altering what seemed to be the inevitable direction of Jones's career. Before that fight, Jones had his sights set on a super fight with Pereira, an idea that excited fans and had even been teased on social media by both fighters. But with Pereira no longer holding the belt, Jones appeared to lose interest.
I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous established champions. So Tom can have the heavyweight championship. I don't really care about it. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I've created something much bigger. I want prayer.
Sensing an opportunity, Ankalaev took to social media to mock Jones, implying he was avoiding Aspinall. He went further by openly suggesting a fight with the interim heavyweight champion himself, hinting that he was willing to move up a division. This unexpected call-out caught Aspinall's attention, and he acknowledged the challenge by responding with a simple handshake emoji. While this matchup would be an exciting stylistic clash, UFC CEO Dana White had already assured the public that Jones and Aspinall would meet in the octagon.
Is he going to fight this summer? Is that the plan?
Yeah, the plan is to fight John this summer, obviously.
Despite White's confirmation, there remains a lingering sense of uncertainty surrounding Jones's future. In response to Pereira's title loss, Jones posted a graphic boasting that his UFC title defenses outnumber those of every other current champion combined. While the post was intended as a flex, Ankalaev wasted no time in taking a jab at Jones, bringing up his history of drug test failures. Over the following days, the light heavyweight champion continued to fire shots online, further pushing the narrative that Jones was dodging Aspinall. He posted on X, "Johnny Steroid Machine was very disappointed. I beat Alex, please fight big Tom Aspinall, stop running." Meanwhile, Curtis Blaydes has added his voice to the discussion, arguing that Jones needs to fight Aspinall if he wants to cement his legacy at heavyweight. Blaydes, who suffered a first-round knockout against Aspinall in their interim title bout, believes that Jones's previous victories at heavyweight don't prove much. While Jones's dominance over Cyril Gane and Stipe Miocic was impressive, Blaydes sees the Englishman as a unique challenge for Jones. Aspinall's speed, fight IQ, and knockout power make him unlike anyone Jones has faced in recent years. Blaydes compared him to Dominic Reyes, the last fighter to truly push Jones to his limits. Reyes forced Jones to adapt by taking away his usual tactics, something Blaydes believes Aspinall is also capable of doing. He added that Aspinall's striking ability is particularly dangerous, as Jones has never displayed one-punch knockout power, which could prove costly in a heavyweight matchup.
Do you see Aspinall as a guy that could give John a lot of problems?
Yeah, he's very fast, he's very athletic, and hits hard enough, and he's actually like a smart heavyweight. He's not just out there just talking and moving. He's like setting things up. He understands footwork. He understands how to set up a takedown. He's not. One thing I noticed with John, this is a bonus to him. He takes advantage of like easy stuff.
Mick Parkin, another rising name in the heavyweight division, also weighed in on the potential fight. Having trained with Aspinall extensively, Parkin is confident that his teammate would get the better of Jones. While acknowledging Jones's greatness, he questioned whether the champion's training regimen is as intense as it once was. He suggested that with Jones getting older, now might be the perfect time for Aspinall to dethrone him. Parkin said John Jones is amazing. He's no easy challenge, but he's maybe not training as intense. I don't know this is completely guessing looking from the outside. It doesn't look like he trains as much, he's definitely a little bit older, and it's definitely the time to beat him, if there is a time. Tom is just going from strength to strength, and he's just the most dangerous guy. Just the way he moves and everything. He's a big guy, he's really fast, and he's coming into his prime now. I do think he'd beat Jon Jones. The debate over Jones's place in MMA history is far from settled. While many consider him the greatest of all time, Demetrius Johnson recently pointed out that Jones does have a blemish on his record, a disqualification loss to Matt Hamill in 2009. Although the defeat was controversial, Johnson insisted that it should count, dismissing the idea of Jones's perfect record.
But you look at the best, they've all lost. The longer you fight in mixed martial arts or boxing, whatever it may be, you're eventually going to lose.
Well, what's the case with Jon Jones? What's up with that mother?
Well, he did lose. He lost Matt Hamill. Yeah,
no.
Yeah, he lost. He broke the rules.
That's not a get your ass kicked or lose.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Toretto. Whether you win by second or 5 miles, winning is winning.
Wow. No, you can't do that when it's fighting. When it's racing, it's different. It's different.
That's how my
Jon Jones is the best 205er to ever grace this planet.
Then you go to showdog.com and see what showdog.com says.
Is it a disqualification?
I do want to agree with this one with Rampage. I think the whole MMA community believes that Jon Jones has never lost.
He's never lost. I don't
think we can count that as a loss.
We can't count.
Wow. Oh, God, I got Showdog. 28 wins and 1 loss. He lost to Matt Hamill, UFC The Ultimate Fighter 10 finale, December 5th, 2009. Disqualification, illegal elbow, Steve Mazzagatti.
Thank you. Disqualification. That's all.
Still a loss, mother.
It's disqualification.
So what does his record show?
His record shows 28-1-1.
Moreover, Jones's longtime manager, Malki Kawa, recently shed light on the discussions happening behind the scenes, confirming that negotiations are in progress. However, he made it clear that several key details still need to be worked out before an official agreement is reached. Everything from financial terms to the fight structure must be finalized before moving forward. This insight serves as a reminder of how intricate these negotiations can be, particularly when both fighters have so much at stake.
We sit in negotiations all day long and we talk about things all day long, right? And I think that everybody that's involved in anything to do with any of this stuff wants all these fights to happen, right? I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Do you think it happens?
I think that it depends on certain things and whether or not everybody want to make those certain things happen. And if the answer to everybody else is yes, those certain things happen, then yes, the fight will happen.
Beyond the business side of things, Kawa also reaffirmed his belief that Jones remains the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Kawa pointed to Jones's undefeated record in title fights, his historic reign as the UFC light heavyweight champion, and his ability to defeat elite competition across multiple generations. In Kawa's eyes, Jones's accomplishments set him apart, and his dominance over the years makes him deserving of the top spot.
He's the best in the world. I take it personal when people don't have him one in the pound-for-pound rankings. I think that while he's active as a fighter, he should be number one. I think, out of respect to what he's done, he has had the toughest strength of schedule that I think anybody in the history of the sport has had, especially as a champion. He's had the longevity as a champion that no one else has had. And I think whenever he's active, whether that means once a year or twice a year, he should be considered the number one fighter in the world, pound for pound.
Despite Jones's accolades, there are many who believe Aspinall could be his toughest test yet. However, former heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez remains unconvinced. After closely analyzing Aspinall's striking, Velasquez believes he has noticed patterns that could make him vulnerable. He pointed out that Jones's ability to read opponents, study their tendencies, and neutralize their strengths has been a key factor in his success. Given Jones's meticulous approach to preparation, Velasquez doesn't see Aspinall having the tools to defeat him. He stated, "No, I don't think he does beat Jon Jones." So me just watching him, I kind of see his pattern a little bit in his striking, the way he comes in and strikes. I think Jon sees it too. So I think with that, just cause Jon studies, he does his homework, he's a master at this. He analyzes things, he studies you over and over again. I think just for that reason, he's gonna know what to do. So I don't think Aspinall beats Jon. While some doubt Aspinall's ability to dethrone Jones, others see him as the division's most dangerous fighter. Former middleweight champion Michael Bisping has been one of Aspinall's strongest supporters, describing him as the fastest and most powerful heavyweight on the planet. In Bisping's eyes, Aspinall has already proven himself to be the best in the division, and if he faces Jones, he should be considered the favorite.
He's the fastest, quickest, most powerful heavyweight on the planet. He's the favorite against John Jones, and no man alive can beat Tom Aspinall, in my humble opinion. And that's with the greatest of respect to John Jones.
Kamaru Usman also sees Aspinall as the biggest threat to Jones at heavyweight. However, he emphasized that Jones has more than just competition to consider. At this stage in his career, financial security is a major factor in his decision-making. While the fight with Aspinall is highly anticipated, Usman suggested that Jones must weigh his options carefully and ensure that the matchup makes sense for him financially.
You hit the nail on the head. I do think Tom Aspinall is the most dangerous heavyweight right now. 100% the biggest threat to pry that belt away from John Jones. But John has got to get that bag. Gets that bag.
30 million Kush.
Wait, you keep saying 30. Don't be counting the man's pockets like that. Hey, relax,
no, it's already, the word's already out there, man. People can't keep their mouth shut. 30 million.
Another perspective came from UFC middleweight champion Dricus, who recently placed Jones among the top 5 greatest fighters of all time. However, Duplessis expressed mixed feelings about seeing Jones face Aspinall.
Ask me that. I say, no. We've said that so many times with John Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time, for sure. You can't deny that. Up until now, up until this date, where fighting exists, he is the GOAT.
He admitted that he doesn't want to see either fighter lose, as he holds both in high regard. While he recognizes Aspinall's potential to be the future of the heavyweight division, he also believes Jones deserves to retire with his undefeated title fight record intact. Despite his personal reservations, he acknowledged that the fight seems inevitable.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this, because he's never been beaten. So I don't need to see John Jones fight Aspinall, because I don't want either one of them to lose. I want John Jones to retire unbeaten. Of course, he had that DQ for 12-6, which is now legal, but unbeaten and the legend that he is. And I want him to retire, and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing.
Stipe Miocic offered his perspective on what Aspinall should expect if he steps into the octagon with Jones. Miocic praised Aspinall's movement, power, and overall skill set, but he stressed the importance of composure. He believes that Aspinall's key to victory would be his ability to stay patient under pressure. If he rushes in and makes mistakes, Jones could capitalize on them, just as he has done against so many past opponents.
Get booked with him and John Jones. What's the best advice you'd give Tom Aspinall?
Don't do what I did.
Avoid the liver shot.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? But I think Tommy, that guy, he's super tough, and he hits hard. He moves well. He's a big man. I think that he stays calm on the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm. I think he'll be fine. He pitches shots. He's smart what he does, and I think he'll do fine.
Daniel Cormier weighed in on how Jones's weight could play a factor in the fight. He suggested that a leaner version of Jones, around 215 pounds, would be more effective than a bulkier Jones at 245 pounds. Cormier noted that Jones's increased size appeared to slightly affect his speed in his fight against Cyril Gane. Against someone as fast and explosive as Aspinall, that could make a difference. While Jones rarely makes mistakes, Cormier believes Aspinall has the ability to challenge him in ways other heavyweights haven't.
I bet if he's weighing 215, he would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds. In his 205 frame, he could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250, because that's not his weight class. While he didn't last long with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He carried more weight. Cyril just did some weird stuff, and John, you don't make mistakes against John.
Sean O'Malley also chimed in, stating that no matter what happens, Jones's legacy is already secure. However, he acknowledged that if Jones were to lose to Aspinall, it could impact how some view his career. There would likely be debates about whether Jones was past his prime or if Aspinall simply proved to be the better fighter. Regardless, O'Malley believes Jones's status as one of the greatest of all time is already locked in.
Oh, god damn. It's like you risk going down as no matter what, you don't have to fight again. Greatest of all time, people will say that. You're the greatest of all time, greatest of all time, John Jones. or you risk it, go fight Tom Aspinall, possibly lose, and then it's like, he was the greatest. Then they're saying, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime.
While some fighters are analyzing the fight from a technical perspective, others are taking a more critical approach. Colby Covington has been vocal in accusing Jones of deliberately avoiding Aspinall. He claimed that Jones is afraid of the rising heavyweight and that by delaying the fight, he is damaging his legacy. Covington even went as far as to bring up Jones's past controversies, questioning his character both inside and outside the octagon.
I know he has to get that win, but do you think Tom Aspinall's the guy to beat John Jones?
For sure. John's scared of him. He's ducking him, man. He don't want to fight That's why he's like, oh, I'll vacate the title. I'll fight the number 10 guy. Fucking scared. Why do people think John Jones is a GOAT? He literally destroyed his legacy by ducking Tom Aspinall. The guy's a fucking coward, and he's a woman beater. He beat his John Jones.
Francis Ngannou also joined the conversation. He pointed out that Jones has been hesitant to take the fight, suggesting that he might not see it as beneficial beyond financial incentives. However, he argued that for Aspinall, this fight could define his career. Ngannou also posed an interesting question to fans. Would they rather see Jones face Aspinall or Alex Pereira? He believes Aspinall presents the tougher challenge, as his grappling and wrestling could test Jones in ways Pereira's striking heavy style would not.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. He can do whatever you want.
Another fighter who shared his thoughts was former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. He spoke highly of Aspinall and his father, describing the heavyweight as a well-rounded and incredibly talented fighter. However, when it comes to grappling, Adesanya acknowledged that Jones's experience and black belt level skills put him on another tier. He admitted that until the two step into the cage, no one can truly predict how the fight will play out.
But Aspinall, he and his dad, cool dudes, lovely guys as well. But he's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick. And I was like, fuck, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt. John it's different. But I don't know, man. They gotta fight, but if they don't ever fight, we'll never know.
UFC legend Frank Mir also weighed in, stating that Aspinall might be the toughest challenge for Jones at heavyweight. However, he still gives the advantage to Jones, citing his wrestling as a major factor. Mir believes Jones's ability to take opponents down, control them, and land devastating ground and pound could be the key to victory. He also mentioned that even if Jones wins, it wouldn't drastically change how people view his legacy, as he is already regarded as one of the greatest fighters in history.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat John right now. But that being said, I still think John wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position with his elbows and control. What does John win to take that fight? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody gives a shit.
Amid all the speculation, Dana White remains confident that Jones will return to action in the summer. If he does face Aspinall, the winner could be in line for an even bigger fight, potentially against Alex Pereira in a heavyweight super fight, a scenario where Jones beats Aspinall and then Pereira would leave no doubt about his GOAT status. However, nothing is certain until contracts are signed, and Jones has yet to commit to his next move. Jones is no stranger to high-pressure situations, but this time, the stakes feel different. If he accepts the fight and wins, it will put an end to any doubts about his status as the greatest of all time. If he loses, it could mark a major shift in the division, with Aspinall emerging as the new face of heavyweight MMA. So what are your thoughts about this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.